Human experience is governed by a persistent illusion, the strict division between the observer and the observed. In the 8th century, the philosopher Adi Shankaracharya sought to dismantle this division. He formalized Advaita Vedanta, a system built on a single premise: pure consciousness is the only reality. Any perceived separation between the self and the universe is a cognitive error. To correct this error, Shankara engineered texts using diametrically opposed logical frameworks. One claims the absolute reality encompasses everything. The other claims it is exactly nothing. The first framework is the Shiva Panchakshara Stotram. This operates as a cataphatic, or positive, system. It builds understanding by expanding a simple 5-syllable mantra into a massive, attribute-heavy cosmology. The second framework is the Nirvana Shatakam. This functions as an apophatic, or negative, algorithm. It rigorously strips away all definitions, attributes, and identities from the practitioner. We will juxtapose these two texts to trace how entirely opposed logical systems are engineered to arrive at the exact same metaphysical destination. Analyzing them side by side elevates the verses from devotional poetry into a sophisticated structural critique of human perception. The baseline data for the cataphatic model is the mantra Namah Shivaya, originating in the Sri Rudram of the Black Yajurveda. A critical feature of this specific 5-syllable sequence is that it lacks the Om prefix. Om is a bija, or seed, mantra. According to the Shastras, chanting a bija mantra strictly requires upadesha, formal initiation and instruction by a guru. By omitting the seed mantra, the sequence functions outside traditional religious strictures. This linguistic omission intentionally renders the 5-syllable mantra an accessible, open-source epistemological tool for all seekers. This animated workspace shows how the Panchakshara Stotan translates its 5 syllables, na, ma, shi, va, ya, into the Panchabodhatattva, a structural map of the physical universe. The syllable na maps to the element of earth and the function of concealing grace. Ma maps to water and the physical world. Shi corresponds to fire and the divinity of Shiva. Va maps to the element of air and revealing grace. Finally, Ya represents ether, or sky, and the individual soul. Shankara assigns vast physical attributes to these nodes. The deity's eyes are the prachaksha devatas, the highly visible realities of sun, moon, and fire. The element of water is iconographically mapped through the sacred river Mandakini pouring over the physical form. Earth is represented by bhajma, the sacred ash smeared across the ascetic's body. The text invokes the concept of digambarya, wearing the 8 directions as a garment, entirely encompassing the sky, or chidambaram. The cataphatic method defines the absolute by proving it is the sum total of all physical forms, elements, and attributes in the universe. On the right side of this diagram, we introduce the Nirvana Shatakam and its core algorithm, neti neti, meaning not this, not this. The algorithm's first execution targets the physical environment. It systematically deletes earth, water, fire, air, and sky. Notice the tension here. This algorithmic pass instantly contradicts and destroys the exact elemental mappings we just established in the Panchakshara. The negation progresses inward, deleting biological functions like the 5 pranas, or vital airs. Next, the psychological layers are targeted, the 5 koshas, or sheaths, and the indriyas, the sensory and action faculties, are dissolved. The algorithm executes on social identity, entirely erasing the frameworks of caste, birth, and relationships. Finally, it erases the deepest intellectual and religious anchors, dharma, righteous obligation, and even the desire for moksha, liberation itself. By systematically proving the self cannot be any object that can be perceived or conceptualized, the apophatic framework effectively isolates the irreducible observer. The cataphatic method's endpoint is total expansion. The self grows to envelop the universe. On the right, the apophatic endpoint is total subtraction, shrinking until it holds 0 attributes. This exposes the core paradox. If you are everything, there is no other left to observe. And the reciprocal paradox holds true. If you are nothing but pure observation, there is no other to attach to. Through both total inclusion and total negation, the boundary between the subject and the object is successfully destroyed. This reveals the shared terminal state of both texts, Shivoham, I am Shiva. Whether we map reality through the Panchakshara or erase it through the Nirvana Shatakam, the destination is identical, Chid Ananda Rupa, changeless, formless, blissful consciousness.